John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hello, my name is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. I have been in the credit industry for almost 30 years now. I've spent time at FICO, which is the company that designs and develops the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the 3 generally recognized credit reporting agencies in the United States. So today we're going to talk about, are there certain types of purchases that you should not make on your credit card? So obviously credit cards have vast usability. I love them. I love credit cards. Interest is optional, fantastic fraud protections, rewards, portable capacity. There's really nothing wrong with credit cards if you use them responsibly. But are there certain purchases that you should not put on a credit card? Obviously, if you do business with a certain merchant or retailer and they accept Visa, Mastercard, Amex, or Discover, and you've got one or more of those card products in your wallet, you can use them, you can make purchases, and as long as you pay your balance in full every month and you're not really paying interest is optional and your interest rate is irrelevant. If you are what's referred to on a long leash, meaning that you always pay your bill on time, you're not constantly maxing out your card and bouncing up against the credit limit and having transactions denied, then you have a pretty long leash, meaning that the card issuer is going to be very lenient with respect to how they treat you based on your purchases. Conversely, if you have a short leash, then that means that you're probably missing payments from time to time. You're already a higher risk borrower, meaning your credit scores may not be fantastic because of other unrelated issues. You may be bouncing up against your credit limit constantly. You may be doing things that they don't want you to do, so they're charging you fees, meaning they're trying to punish you or take punitive actions against you based on how you manage your card. You have a much shorter leash, and so where you use your card is more meaningful to you than if you have a longer leash, which is less meaningful. One of the things I want to talk about is cash advances. Cash advances is not really what I would call a purchase per se. I mean, you're not swiping your card and taking out a cash advance. However, it is being applied against the credit limit of the card. And so I understand you can kind of go either way on this particular issue, but a cash advance is applied to the credit card limit. So I guess technically you could call it a purchase. Cash advances are not treated the same way as if you went and swiped your credit card somewhere and bought, a shirt or dinner. Cash advances are really more like loans, treated more like loans than they are purchases on a card, which means that interest is going to start accruing immediately on the cash advance. So check the terms of your cardholder agreement to see if that applies for cash advances for your particular card. Obviously, card issuers, there's a lot of them and they don't all have the same policies with respect to cash advances, but you may have a card where the interest begins to accrue immediately. And so if you make a purchase on a credit card and it's a consumer credit card, everybody has a guaranteed 21-day grace period because of the Card Act, which is from 2009. That was a requirement of the Card Act, was a 21-day minimum grace period. Because a cash advance is not a purchase, it's more of a loan, you don't get a 21-day grace period on your cash advance. And so it really indicates higher risk because you're kind of supplementing your income by taking cash out against your credit card account. And so if you're on one of these short leashes that I talked about a minute ago, that is something that your card issuer is going to notice, and they may take punitive actions against you if you try to do this too many times. So I would think twice about taking a cash advance out against your card. Another thing is that you may have a higher interest rate on cash advances than you do on purchases. And so look at the terms of your credit card holder agreement, or even look at the statement when it comes and you'll see interest rate for purchases is this, interest rate for cash advances is that, and that interest rate may be higher. So keep that in mind, it could be more expensive. The other thing to keep in mind is usage fees. So if you were to go and buy dinner or fill up your car with gas or pay for your dry cleaning with your credit card, you're not being charged a usage fee for your card. However, there are some merchants that commonly will charge usage fees if you're going to use your card to pay a bill. So utilities, if you pay your utilities with your credit card, nothing wrong with doing that. It's perfectly fine. I mean, people don't like to write checks any longer. I get it. But you may be charged a usage fee, 2% to 4%. And what that does is it helps your utility company to pay the swipe fee, the fee that they have to pay to be able to accept the card. They're essentially passing that fee on to you. Another thing to keep in mind is that tuition, some places will allow you to pay for tuition with a credit card. Well, that's fine, but tuition can be thousands and thousands of dollars, and so a 2% fee or a 4% fee can end up being hundreds of dollars in a fee. So to the extent that you're okay with that, then fine, but just be aware that the usage fees can add up and can make it very expensive to use your card to make certain types of purchases. But otherwise, I'm of the school of thought that, as long as you're gonna pay for it anyways, and you're not gonna charge so much that you can't pay it in full every month, charge it all on a credit card, and just be careful to keep your balance low relative to your limit, especially if you're about to go out and apply for something like a mortgage or an auto loan where every basis point of your interest rate means something real as far as the cost involved with your usage of the card. So if you have any other questions about credit card usage and where you should and should not use it, drop them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get to them. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk again soon.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.